So where are we in conclusion? We've been considering how cultural differences in moral psychology might explain political conflict, but we're not there yet. What we've done so far is looked at the first 3 of 5 claims. So we considered that moral convictions and the emotions they evoke shape political attitudes. This was the first claim, and it seems to me that there's actually quite good evidence for that claim, evidence which interestingly goes back all the way to the 60s and has been quite consistent ever since. The idea there is very simple. It's your moral attitudes, not any other attitudes more generally, which tend to explain your behaviour. The second claim we considered was, in its essence, that moral foundations theory is true. But you can see here that I want to make that claim a little bit less specific in order to make it more plausible. What we really need is just the idea of moral pluralism, that there are at least 2 fundamental domains of human morality, including, roughly speaking, harm and purity. As long as we have that, the rest of the argument will work. So although when we looked at moral foundations theory, we saw that there are some doubts about moral foundations theory, about the evidence for that theory, it seems that this is a much safer bet. So I'm going to be bold here and give this one the green light too. I think we're pretty safe with this claim. The claim is reasonably well supported by evidence. Argue me out of it. You intend to? Good. All right. I'm looking forward to reading about that. Then we come to the third and last claim that we have considered in this lecture, which is that liberals and conservatives possess different moral profiles. That's how they put it. I think that we have seen that the evidence for this claim is kind of mixed. So I'm putting this orange. It should be kind of greeny orange really. If I had more colours it would be a little greener here. There is good evidence for it, but there are also quite important obstacles to accepting this claim fully, because it looks like the Moral Foundations questionnaire, that operationalisation of the theory, is flawed in some ways that make it unusable at the moment for drawing strong conclusions about cross-cultural comparisons. And that's the very thing that we're aiming to do here when we're comparing liberals with conservatives. So there's a tricky issue there. And once again here I have to say that, I'm far from an expert in social psychology, so I feel that my own assessment involves a high degree of uncertainty, and so I would invite you not to trust me. After all, I'm a philosopher. You should never trust a philosopher, but to do your own assessment and evaluation of the evidence for this claim if you're going to rely on it. But maybe you're just here for the ride. Maybe you're not going to write in great depth about this, in which case you're looking forward to the next lecture where we will pick this up and we will start with the further claim about liberals and conservatives that hopefully eventually will be the key then to giving us an understanding of political conflict over climate change that may even allow us to design interventions to alter the dynamic of that conflict.